Hello guys, the new week is here and I guess we should update our previous Bitcoin analysis. I think this should become our custom to do this either weekly or when we have new updates on the market. So let's take a look at Bitcoin and what happened here since our last video and analysis on it. Basically, Bitcoin followed our first scenario. There were two scenarios after I told you that after we lost this Kijun support and we opened under it, it serves as our resistance here. And there were two scenarios. We either go like this after that and start trading, chopping within this range and maybe even recover all these inefficiencies. This zone, these candles have untraded inefficiencies that will be covered sooner or later, either soon or after the bull run, when the whole bull run ends. So this was the first scenario, and the second one was that we start to hold this green zone after the retest and the fake out here. We started to climb and retest this Kijun resistance and 50 moving average resistance, and then reject here and start chopping back down. And this is for now the scenario that is working in my opinion. And I think regardless of how we are trading today, upon the opening of the weekly candle, we can retest this Kijun resistance and maybe even go a little bit higher to test the 50 moving average. Also, we have a little bit higher the ATR resistance here too. So basically, Kijun is a great indicator of the support and resistance, but they are not always very precise. So basically, we may have some fake out here and get back down again, and then this is going to be the huge indicator of the downside movement, of the following downside movement. So but is it possible that we are going the full bull from here? Then that only this chop and reversal here scenario only gets invalidated if Bitcoin starts finding the strength and it breaks above all this space, settles a little bit here, maybe retests this 2021 all-time high zone and maybe up to Kijun and 50 moving average as support, and then sends higher. Then definitely this is the sign that if we break it, retest it, definitely this is the sign of the change of the game here, of the formation and the local trend here. So definitely it will, my whole scenario will be invalidated. But for now, I think it is the least possible scenario here, and I think we either retest it soon and get back chop back lower to at least at the bottom of this zone, or maybe even lower up to, we were talking about the 56, 50, 55, 54,000 to recover all this inefficiency. But as long as we trade like this, I have some thoughts that maybe we will not recover these inefficiencies right now. Why? We'll have to look at the weekly time frame again, and I will explain why. So basically, but first let me tell you that even if Bitcoin continues to chop down, it is a good opportunity for the altcoins, and you probably saw it this week, because I said many times that when Bitcoin is not spilling, meaning it doesn't draw some like candles like this, huge red candles, the altcoins are safe. And if it even chops down, but very slowly, and holds and recovers a little bit, then goes lower, but very slowly, it is a great opportunity for the domination of Bitcoin to decrease and the altcoins feeling safer, and they start recovering, and maybe sometimes they try to save themselves from the huge dumps, and they use this relief from Bitcoin to pump hard and save themselves and reclaim some huge support levels and continue to look healthy. So basically, this as long as Bitcoin doesn't fall fast and significantly, the altcoins will be safe, in my opinion, even if we go down after this retest possible. Maybe we will go down straight away after from here. But this is the picture. And we see that the domination of Bitcoin decreases already, and this is a great sign for me. This is what I shared in my previous video, and also on Twitter I post almost daily updates on Bitcoin and the market, so you can check it out and join my Twitter account if you like. So the next one, we need to look at the weekly time frame. Why I stopped thinking that we will get back to $55,000. Basically, let's look at the weekly time frame. What we can see here, the market is holding this green zone. This is an important green zone, and we talked about it. So each time we exit the support of this green zone, we get bought back significantly. We closed like this and we left this uncovered wick. Yeah, so basically this tells me that probably we are going to recover at least 50, even if they decide to reverse the market and go higher. Definitely we will have to recover at least 50% of this red wick, maybe 70. If we recover the whole, basically we can go lower, of course, but the recovery of it, even if we go higher, is very important, and I think it is going to happen this week. So be careful, and let's look at other things that I discovered and think they have a great importance here. The super trend. Yeah, this is why I said that probably we are not going back to 53, 54, 55,000, because as long as we are holding our weekly super trend very nicely, as you can see, it looks safe here on the weekly time frame. So basically, if we trade, no matter how we trade here, as long as we hold above it, we are set for the reversal here and the continuation of the bull run, as long as we hold it. And that is why I changed my mind, and I think the lower possible is $57,000, $58,000, somewhere here. As long as we hold this super trend support line, the whole, as long as we don't break it, yeah, because if we lose it and we break it, it will mean the total midterm shift in the market trend, in my opinion. And you can see the same thing happened during the 2021. As you can see, as soon as we broke the super trend, the weekly super trend here, see, the trend has changed and we dumped lower. So basically it will be a very bad signal for us. And the second one, as long as we broke it, the trend was over. And of course, we can do something like this. Even if we break it and go straight away like here, we can go something like that and go back, recover and do some, but that will be already the sign of the distribution for me, in my opinion. So definitely we are not allowed to break this super trend, weekly super trend, and as long as we hold it, then it is okay. And then we need to look at the monthly time frame too, because as you can see, the candle we have here on the monthly time frame is not convincing and is not bullish one, actually. And I told you to follow that on my Twitter account when I was telling you that follow the sequential 9. Usually when we have the bull run, we are counting, there is a rule that of the sequential 9. when we have at least 8 or 9 consecutive green candles, that means that the 8th or 9th is going to be the reversal candles, and we can go down. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I told you that everybody usually knows who is I don't know who is a long-time trader on this market. They know this rule, but sometimes they think we need to wait for the 9th candle, and they wait for the 9th, and the 8th turns out to become the reversal one. So basically here we have the 8th candle, and I mentioned in my Twitter account that we need to be careful because the 8th one can be the beginning of it. So basically, if we break this whole structure, we have the next super trend somewhere around here at $46, $47, $48,000. So basically, but we need to wait for the monthly time frame closing, because it will define whether if we will be we will be able to pick up this whole situation, this whole price, and this whole formation higher until the end of the month. Then there is possibly the opportunity, if for example the monthly candle closes like this, higher somewhere at this level, then we will be able to retest it a little bit at the beginning of the next month, maybe up to the numbers I told you, 58, 57, and then finally reverse it. Then definitely it would be the possible, but this is not a convincing candle, I'm telling you, so be careful about it. And I think we will not have enough strength to turn it into a green one until the end of the month. So basically we need to be cautious, especially with altcoins right now. But as long as we hold it, as long as we are here, I think the situation is controllable until now. And follow the super trend here, as I mentioned. As long as we holding it, then we are good, and we can do something like this. And the consolidation within this whole zone, as long as we hold the super trend support, is a good thing for the altcoins. They will feel free. They have nothing to fear about. That is why we like situations like this. This is where the whole altcoin season in 2021 was during when Bitcoin was in this range. This was the distribution, and as long as it didn't fall significantly, the alts were shooting. And we remember the Phantom and the other Solana were running right when Bitcoin was distributing here. So definitely this might be the same situation, and maybe after that we will go higher, maybe we'll lose it and go lower at some point, but then we will start recovery, and the real altcoin will come. Altcoin season will come eventually. So basically follow this $57,000 support here, and of course I think this week can start with the dump, and be prepared for it, because the altcoins that were spilling, that were capitulating last week during the time when Bitcoin lost this super important occasion support, I think the altcoins can go, if Bitcoin goes like this, goes for the retest and or lower, definitely the altcoins will follow, but they will not be that volatile as they were when it was losing this important level, because right now the domination fell, and they are already ready for this possible turn of events for the market and Bitcoin itself. So they will be less volatile, and these descending only will get them back to their support that they marked during this capitulation event, in my opinion. unless something goes really wrong. And okay, let's take a look at some altcoins, because some of you were asking me questions. First, Litecoin. This one is interesting because I had this scenario. It was interesting to me to trade this one because on the higher time frame, as you can see, we have this global trend line, which works fine each time for me. As you can see, it worked many times from the time we started it and took off from it. We held it as support here, support, 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 resistance, 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 support, again support. This is a working global trend line, and this is a great indicator for us. So basically, last time I suggested this situation here, this opportunity to, once we reclaimed it, we had this triangle, we discussed it on my Twitter account. Once we broke it, we retested it successfully and went higher. But when the market started to feel vulnerable, Litecoin, I had this idea to continue longing it. I had even a good entry at 95 or something like that, and it bounced from the good level up to 99, but then the market decided to reverse, and I had my stop loss at my entry at 95, and I wasn't harmed during this dump. But let's look at this situation, what we have right now. I think until now, the bullish situation here, the bullish scenario here is not ruled out completely, and it is still in the game. Why? Because first of all, we retested our super trend. Once we opened this resistance, and of course after we open the resistance of the super trend, we go for the retest of the super trend support, and as long as it holds like this unbroken, it is bullish. It is still bullish on the macro level, and that is why I had this setup here, that maybe we are going to go according to the if we hold this support, then we are going to go according to these two possible scenarios. And I mean it because there's another indicator I like, ATR here, an important one, and once we broken it, it is at the same spot where is our super trend support, and it held precisely as our support. I even wanted to open long at this time, but the situation was very vulnerable, so I decided to wait for the confirmation, some kind of confirmation here. So as long as we hold this ATR and super trend supports, it stays bullish. So basically, we started this week and we are expecting some kind of retracement. So as long as we are above this purple global trend line, I expect us to make a little retracement back to 81, 81, 50, 82 dollars. And if we hold it within this week and reclaim above this range, above 80, 85, 47, somewhere there, yeah, the range that worked as resistance and support for us too many times, as you can see here. Resistance, brokens, resistance, support. So basically, if we hold $81 and start reversing and go higher on lower time frames, then I will try to do this long here upon the touch of the purple global trend line, and maybe we'll go like this. If we enter it, then let's enable our Kijun, and then we will reclaim our Kijun as support, and then we will retest it and go higher. And of course, if we lose it, close under it, then definitely things are not going our way and we need to close our long without losses or with a small loss. But this one is worth it in my opinion, because maybe it is going to move slow, but this long is logical because we broke this ATR as our resistance. Now it serves as our support. So basically, if we retest it, then we go higher, retest, consolidation, and going higher back. And I'm expecting at least 142, 145, and that's where I would take profits. So basically from 81, that would be 70%, more than 70%. This is worth holding and longing with a careful long, and hold it for some significant period of time. Don't be overexposed to this long, but definitely it is worth. It is a swing trading long. So if you are into it, then it is worth trying, in my opinion. Okay, let's go to the next one. I was buying RDNT during this dump, as I am convinced in this. It is my conviction pick. So basically, we have this. We left some uncomfortable wicks here. I don't like them. Usually, at least we need to recover this one. I don't know whether we are going to recover it, but it would make sense to me. So let's take a look at the week, how we closed it. I was buying at 18 cents 80. Who follows my Twitter account knows that. Regardless of what the time price action is going to be, I think it is possible to go for the retest of the 21.20 cents and then start recovering towards 25.26. Let's enable Kijun. What we have here, also it is an uncomfortable ATR resistance here, but I think the history this asset is fresh, and it is not enough history for this ATR to mean something. So basically, I think that regardless, I'm holding it. If it goes for the retest, I'm still holding, even if we break all this and go to 15-14 cents, I will buy more, because I have a plan for this asset, at least a few dollars, $1.80, $2, $2.50, something like that, and I think holding it will bring me it. So I'm accumulating, and for now, what I'm expecting here is this possible retest of the blue line at 21.20 cents, and then going higher. If we do like I planned here, I'm going to sell it somewhere here around $25-26 to rebuy upon the retest. If we reclaim it, then definitely I'm going to buy again with some loss a little bit, but it will be the sign for me that probably we are going like that. But if not, if it goes according to my plan, then definitely I think this asset is not going to be fast. It will take time to actually meet the parabolic bull run. So definitely if it goes to 25-26, especially if we go first, if we do not retest this support and cover this inefficiently, I definitely 100% is going. I'm going to sell it and rebuy it at 21, 22, somewhere there, to increase my RDNT exposure and lower my investment entry. Actually, I have a good one, but who knows, maybe it goes something like this, and definitely I would need that lowering to DCA, as you say it. So this was about RDNT. Let's switch to some of your requests. Somebody was asking me about Entangle to analyze this. Oh, already have something here. Let's remove it. And somebody asked me what do I think about it, and what do I see here. The situation is, the history is small actually, and we cannot be 100% sure what we are talking about here, because all these formations you can attach to this chart any formation you want, and you will think that it is going to work like on others. Like for example, we had on STRK, and everybody thought that it is going to work in the same way like on Jupiter and others, but it didn't. And of course it depends also on Bitcoin and the overall trend and market in general. So definitely it is hard to actually make any predictions here on NGL, on Entangle token. But let me tell you something like this. I had my plans with ACE, and for example, everybody, I can assure you that everybody expected to NGL to move like ACE did, so basically doing something like this, but it didn't, and it seemed like it went up and it's going to go parabolic, but it didn't, and it printed the new low. And NGL, it didn't go even like ACE. It went down straight away, and the market helped it to go lower. And what can we expect from it here? Of course, we marked some bottom here, in my opinion, and this is a good one. And definitely who bought here will be safe, in my opinion, in the long run, definitely. But to be fully honest here, I see this inefficiency, and I want it to be covered. Of course, it is not always 100% that we cover them, especially if the bull market is strong and we are going higher. Definitely we can leave it uncovered, but I have a feeling that we are not stopping there, and at least we are going to cover it at some time. And also there is a possibility that we go lower, in my opinion. Not guaranteed, of course. I'm not using Fibonacci retracements very often, but with these new assets I like to do that, and usually I catch good opportunities with that, and it works fine for me. So let me see. Usually, as you can see, we found support straight upon 0.718. yeah, our favorite, this is the favorite level for the reversals, for the support and buying for all the crypto traders in the space. And usually, yes, it works like that, it works perfectly, but usually it doesn't 100% mean, or even 90% or 80% mean that this is going to be our bottom or top, these levels, because these are the levels that everybody uses, and the market maker knows this. The market maker also uses your narratives. It follows these narratives on crypto Twitter, on the crypto communities, platforms and socials, and they know what the crowd thinks. And I teach everybody that if something has become a narrative and 100% reality among the crypto communities, the gens, definitely market maker uses this against them. So basically, if you buy at 618 level, definitely it is a bouncing area, but whether this area is going to last. And I found during my experience since 2018 that very often we find the markets and the price tops out or bottoms out not on these levels. It is only temporary level for the bottoming, and we can go something like this or immediately like this, and then go lower, and where we find the real bottom, something around this level, 7.8, not only 7.86, also some experienced traders also know this level 7.86, but it not always precisely at 7.86. It may be a little bit higher than it, somewhere here at 7.80 or somewhere there. So basically we may not reach it, but definitely, so it may become a bottom, and it is a safe betting area. So basically, if you're into NGL and you believe in it, like some people do, definitely of course you will, if you buy here at 618, at level 618, definitely you will be safe in the long run. But if you want a better entry, a safe entry, definitely wait for at least 65-75 cents. And I think it is possible for this asset. I don't know the future, I don't know what is going to happen here, but this is my advice for an asset whose fundamentals are unclear. I know this asset is promoted by many influencers that use some and buy some market makers to work with them. That is why they are holding so strong, and they are promoting this asset, and that is why it may be good, maybe may hold good. But if the market goes to shit, actually this one won't hold, in my opinion. So basically buying here would be only place where I would wanna buy. For you, I don't know, it is up to you to decide what your levers are going to be. So basically, if you can see, ACE worked perfectly for me. When it started trading, I already shared this during the last video. I shared this that I was expecting when we were here trading here, I was expecting when people asked me when to buy ACE, when will be the best time to spot to buy ACE, I told you guys that I would consider $5 or $4 for buying. And of course, when we went higher like this immediately straight away, I thought that, and we reclaimed this key area here. This is the bullish bearish flip area, and when we reclaimed it, retested successfully and went higher, definitely I thought that we will not be back to it. But as you can see, the markets dragged it back down, and as you can see, we almost reached my level of 786, and this is what I was talking about. And we have left here this inefficiency. I don't know, this inefficiency week, I don't know whether we will recover it. At least this one will be, in my opinion. So basically we can do something like this, and this is why I told you that we may not reach completely this level, but almost there, 10% away from it. So this already, this $4 or $5 is a good buy opportunity, in my opinion. The same was with TIA for me, I guess. Yes, I was telling you that everybody was buying. I heard that the influencers and others, popular people on Twitter, they were buying somewhere $13-14 and I expecting that we have some liquidity here and order books, open interest, of course. But I saw this huge inefficiency and we always cover it. So I said that I'm going to buy only if we come to recover it, and we actually did. But we went lower. Everybody expected it at 718, and where did we go? Not to 786, but close to it. As I told you, that it not necessarily goes precisely to 786, but it is either between them or a little bit closer to 786. This is the spot where it retraces. And now what we have here on TIA, basically we can do can find some help from the indicators. Definitely I am expecting something like this, maybe a little retest, maybe we're going to like this, or maybe we'll go for the full recovery of this one. Why? Because let's look at the weekly. Let's take a look at the weekly and what we have here. We also left this huge uncovered peak. We can say that it is covered, but a lot of it is not covered actually. But this is one that I can allow leaving uncovered for as long as the bull run runs. It will be covered even if we don't cover it right now. We will cover it during when the bear market, the real bear market, like in 2022 comes. Then definitely we will back to it. But if we may not cover it immediately, and if we this week we hold this one, we recover it and then retrace back higher, then definitely, and then here we are going to decide upon this counter trend line whether we are going to slide back down. Will depend on Bitcoin, of course, and recover it, or we are breaking it and going higher. Not looking very aesthetically, of course, but I guess you caught the idea. And you can use all these lines, to trend lines especially, to have it. But if you missed here and you are looking to buy it and don't know where, I told you already in the previous video that this is a great level. If it comes, the best, of course, the best buy is somewhere between $7-8. The yellow zone is going to hold. We are not going lower, in my opinion. We printed it's low. So if you are not in the TL but you consider it and you want to have it in your portfolio for a long run and you are expecting something from it, definitely you can buy some at this level, or at this level maybe not reaching somewhere here. Definitely it will be worth in the long run, in my opinion. Let's look at the STRK. There was a lot of expectations from this network. I disliked it from the very moment it was released, and before. I don't like how these developers are weak, in my opinion, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are creating this feeling like with Solana that wasn't working all the time, yeah, and everybody thought we are not going to invest in Solana because it is a lame blockchain that is down several times a month or in a week sometimes, so it is not operative and is not good. But the money behind them decided it all, and even pushed this ecosystem too high, and it is the most popular right now. So basically the promotion and money and people behind it is all that matters. Maybe STRKnet will be something, but for now I don't see that, and this proves me right, because as you can see it all looked like we are going like this and going like Jupiter, yeah, for the ascending, for the rounding, the parabolic movement here. But it didn't happen because we failed to break this counter trend line. And I shared on my Twitter account that I was buying here during the retest here, not here, I guess it was here, yeah, at 180, and when I saw already and I held it, had some expectations, but I had my stop loss below this week, below 176, and of course when it reversed here it was already not a good situation, and I watched it, and of course my stop loss was triggered, and I didn't consider it to be a loss because You can see how low it went, and it still can go $1.12. I don't know whether we hit the bottom actually here, but there is opportunity where you can go as low as $1 at least. So basically, buying somewhere here would not be a mistake in my opinion, but maybe we can do maybe something like this. It will depend on Bitcoin, of course. Always look at Bitcoin, what is happening right there. But $1 will not be a mistake in my opinion. But I would advise for the people to people be very cautious with this asset, because the ecosystem projects that they launch, their DEXs, their perpetual swaps, trading platforms are not very qualitative. They have the lack of quality, and of course users. Not many users are using their blockchain right now. So basically, maybe it will change, but be very careful with this one. Let's take a look at ONDO. ONDO has been my best performer this year, but you know it. So basically what we have here, we retested our 50 moving average support here and here successfully with some weeks, but as long as Kijun holds here, we are good. And we have the ATR, the super trend support also in this area around 66 cents. So basically, as long as we above it, we are good. And what did I do just now? So what are we looking at here? So if basically I'm expecting some descending until at least 50 moving average, and this is where I am going to long. If so, I'm holding ONDO from below 9 cents, of course, but not the time for me to sell, of course, yet. But if we go for the retest, I'm going to long either upon this 50 moving average touch, and I think it is quite possible that we will go there for the touch. And we have this Kijun corner support, Kijun support corner, and I like these corners because it is not a sharp corner where it is going either when we head there, we need to go either strongly up or down, like it was on Bitcoin a few days ago, last week I mean. Here we can consolidate actually, even if everything goes to shit. I think it is possible for it to consolidate, and it will be safe here. This corner is good and comfortable. Only if ONDO dumps under it and closes under it on the daily time frame, that will be concerning, and definitely the invalidation here is very clear in my opinion. And then it will go to 50s to our global trend line, the red global trend line. So basically it is easy for me to trade this one and define my expectations from it. So definitely, despite what are we having, I think sooner or later even if we don't fall, if we fall immediately, then definitely I'm going to long somewhere here upon the 50 moving average and this Kijun support. If we don't do that, and for example go like this, then definitely we will be back lower in my opinion, and we'll retest it and go either like this, or it depends where we are going to, or if it loses, then definitely goes like this. So it is clear for me. I am following this and sharing all the updates almost daily when we have the new situation on my Twitter account. You can follow and stay up to date. And of course, this green trend line is my indicator of the top and where we need to sell, of course. So basically the possibilities here are great actually. As long as we hold it, there is an opportunity to go at least 150, 160. A lot of people put a lot of increased expectations from this asset because the BlackRock is into ONDO, into the real world assets, but we should not remember, and of course this is why it is so strong and pumping each time it dumps and retests important zones. Yeah, but we need to remember that ONDO has 10 billion supply, and we can go and reach and renew its highs as long as the bull market lasts, and until our unlocks start, because the 10 billion supply makes this asset, regardless of the BlackRock involvement and some adoption and other attention to this asset, it makes it limited with the upside discovery possibilities. So basically, if it reaches this green trend line one day and 150, 160, 170, this will be definitely a sell event for me, and of course then rebuy somewhere around these levels, in my opinion, if this happens. I'm not making any suggestions or predictions right now. I always try to move step by step, but these are my thoughts, and as long as we hold this Kijun, everything is possible and we are good and bullish on this asset. Also, I wanted to share some of your of other related let me find it, RVA, real world assets, because a lot of people missed ONDO, and I wouldn't recommend anybody to buy it already. It had a huge run this cycle, but there are some of them that didn't. For example, Centrifuge, it was also very live lately, but and from the bottom, but definitely it didn't have such run that ONDO did have, and lately it lost significantly in its market cap. Before ONDO, it was the leader of the RVA segment and everybody expected a lot from it, but it was falling behind, and I think this is an opportunity. And lately it received additional funding of 15 million from Wintermute, Arlington Capital, and somebody else, I don't remember already. So basically this is a good signal for us, and I think Centrifuge is going to be fine. And I find this possibility, as you can see, we marked this bottom and the ATR is holding like this. So basically until the end of the month I'm expecting retest of it at 66, 60 plus, and if we can do until the end of the month like this, reclaim this this range line and secure it and retest it, then definitely we are going straight away higher. But if we don't do that, and it is possible, and if Bitcoin is not looking great and the monthly weekly doesn't close that bullish, then definitely we have this Kijun that is and accumulation range together. They are forming a great reversal cycle for us. For example, let's make this curve here something like that. This corner would look nicely for me, and that would be possible. And this week says that maybe especially if we fail to, for example, we do like this and we meet the monthly switch somewhere at this level but below it, then definitely we will have the chance to go and retest it. 55, 58, 52 is a good spot to buy, and then we will continue the journey. And the targets here would be, of course, clear somewhere here and here. At least 3x is or maybe less is possible to do here. So this is the one that you can buy actually. And I had the same for CPOOL, the clear pool. Also, it is also I don't know, it is supported by Wintermute and other similar companies. It is also probably I need another chart with more history. Let's take a look at it. Gate.io, I guess. Yeah, it is. So we don't know how this is going to end, but definitely it has left its accumulation range. Here we have this accumulation range, and for now it looks good, and we are retesting this accumulation range, and as long as we hold that accumulation range as support, we are good with clear pool. And but where to buy it if you are interested in it? We have what we have here, straight here at 50 moving average. As I told you, if you followed me on Twitter account, this is going to be Kijun, and 50 moving average resistance are an important rejection area for us. So I didn't believe that we will break it just like that. As you can see, we have this counter trend line. We tried to break it, and look how it ended, for example. But I think we can do something like this, and maybe we are not. So for me, the best buying opportunities here is somewhere around here, where we covered this inefficiency week, somewhere upon the range support at 13 cents, somewhere there, or this trend line, the green trend line, around 12 cents, or it depends when we reach it. And I think we have this 200 moving average line, and it will be a good one. I think it will tell when we focus on this 200 moving average line on the daily time frame. When we reach it, where we reach it, it will be our bottom between 12-13 cents, in my opinion. So we may not reach it straight away, and then we have other plans here. What are the plans? So basically, if Bitcoin holds and starts recovering, then I am expecting something like this. If we don't reach 13 cents straight away, I'm expecting some kind of retest here, and then we break this counter trend line and start recovering and meet this Kijun around 24-25 cents. This is where we will reverse and go for those 13 cents, and we will find it at this global green trend line. That would be the spot for me to buy it here. That would be a great spot, and the upside opportunities are great in my opinion. And a lot of as you can see, looks great for me for the long-term hold. And then we can go like this and continue the journey at least to 85 cents. 85. Somebody is waiting for $1. I know some influencers that are shilling this coin, but I would start selling earlier, 90s, 85, because sometimes when everybody expects some psychological price level, we do not reach it. So basically this one is good for the risk reward in the risk reward ratio. If we buy it at our level, we can have up to 600%, in my opinion, is a good choice. So basically it is worth paying attention to it as an RVA asset that is going to follow the narrative. It is a great alternative to ONDO and maybe even Centrifuge, because less people are focusing on it. So what else? Probably that's it, guys, for today. Thank you for joining. Goodbye.